Turn this down. I'll shut my sound off too. There's some payroll warrants as well, and the underneath here. Yeah, I just have this one. I don't know. There's payroll warrants as well.
There were two.
Two of them.
Put them in.
Oh, I guess they're right on. They're on top. Okay. There we go. Make a motion, we approve the minutes of February 1st, 2023. CEBE public hearing. And February 2nd, 2023, the Selectmen's meeting. I'll second that. Favor? Right. Ken? Today is the 16th. Yes. How are you this evening? Good. Oh, it's all good. And make a motion to approve warrant 16 and payroll warrants of February 8th, 2023 and February 15th, 2023. All in favor? I probably will be, but I'm still Looking. glancing over this one.
Keep them together.
Yeah, Payroll warrants. no, the What you said you was turning that off.
Hello. You didn't have no luck zooming?
I haven't seen
need
it.
audio.
No, I signed
there now?
two warrants.
Yeah, you didn't have no luck zooming in?
I have not signed them yet.
You didn't have no luck zooming? You didn't have no luck zooming in?
Well, I thought I had zoomed in.
Nope.
Oh. Okay, let me try.
You look at the,
If I go to put my,
you look in your email? You look at,
hold on. If I move you, I'll probably keep trying to call you.
Town of
No,
Hartford.
no.
You,
Town of Hartford, okay.
Town of Hartford email.
Okay.
Okay.
Knox. Rubber chair wheels.
Well,
Wheels for a rubber chair?
the office chairs, rubber wheels. So I bought those cheap mats and it's gonna ruin the floor, so.
Mats that go
another
under
clerk suggested
chairs.
Put rubber wheels on there so you don't ruin the floor.
Hello,
Hi,
did you do it?
well, I have you.
We can't do it this way.
Well, I've done it before. What the hell did I do differently?
You're calling on her personal phone.
Yeah, you did it like this on the ordinance committee, but you can't on the selectmen's. Did you look at your email?
I will go there and if I can't find email, I'll have to pass it up. Hold on, I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna go to email.
Okay, and it gives us Zoom information.
Okay,
All right.
I'm pathetic.
Yeah, you get done with the warrants.
Yes, okay, all in favor?
No one seconded it.
I will second.
All in favor? Good. RSU 10 report. Is Richard on there tonight?
No, did you get the link this time for the school?
Yeah, probably. Did he tell you?
He said something about they discussed children will be starting after Labor Day instead of before.
Yep.
That was,
That sounds like a fine plan. I've always thought it was wrong to make kids go back to school before Labor Day.
And they supposedly handled the bed bugs at the school. And they're working on one house, family's house. Trying to think what else he said. Hmm.
So the lifeline battery pack for the.
Yep. Okay. Road report. Ben has gone around posting roads.
Earliest ever.
What's that?
I think it's the earliest I've ever seen.
Yep.
Roads posted.
A lot
On
of
the-
towns are doing.
On the other hand, we've already had 2-3 mud seasons.
Yep, a lot of
and-
towns
Oh,
posting.
my road is some greasy right now.
Yeah, I just come down Tucker Road. That is true.
Tucker Road ain't as bad though. I'm sure it's like-
Yours.
Oh, Tucker Road's got a lot of little potholes,
Yes,
but mine is just, there's stretches where you kind of get a little sideways. 'cause
guess
it's
that's
that
all
kind of
on
greasy.
them, I guess. He's posting roads.
Yeah, evidently so.
Constable report? Nothing. CEO report?
You didn't send anything out this time around.
You. ACO report? Nothing. Planning board? They had a short meeting.
You were there,
Yeah,
you said it was quite short?
I wasn't at the planning board.
No.
I was at the ordinance. Okay, nothing. Ordinance committee, they want. They're gonna get a hold of someone from CMP. And DOT to come meet with them,
On account of what?
the spray ordinance thing. To take care of that. See. Let's see what the town would have to do if we had to take care of 140 and 219 ourselves.
Well, in crafting in crafting an ordinance, the ones to talk to are not the DEP, it's the
Well,
Bureau
yeah,
of Pesticide Control,
right,
which
the
is quite a
state.
different, yes, but
Yes,
it's a different outfit.
So there's gonna get some info on
But if
that.
they get hold of the DEP, they will set the ordinance.
Yeah, I did, but
DOT, only DOT, or was it also the DEP you said?
I've been DEP, but I said DOT.
Okay,
But-
well, I heard the DOT part, but I thought I heard DEP as well.
They want to do that. The messy yard thing, they're kind of tabling that. Just figuring that we can go by what the state standards are on that,
I don't believe there are any.
just on junkyards, right?
Right.
So they want to table that, and if anybody puts up a beef about it, we can get some petitions to bring back to them. And then they do something about it. Yeah, what else did they do?
And that's okay with you and Susan?
Yeah, if someone goes out and get petitions, I don't know. They've only had a few people complain about it.
Excuse me, I have my hand up.
Oh, go ahead.
Given that I was recently on the ordinance committee, my understanding was that the select board assigned work and the ordinance committee did it. We never tabled anything that we were tasked with doing. Has that changed?
Evidently,
Mhm.
Why would it change?
Susan's got all the minutes that they had.
It doesn't have anything to do with minutes. It has to do with whether the select board is assigning things and expecting that they will be worked on. And it has nothing to do with junkyards. It has nothing to do with messy yards. I don't know how that got in there. It's property maintenance standards.
excuse me,
Was the spraying.
spraying what?
thing, Sides of the roads. The bees that,
That's kind of a whole different ball of wax, isn't it?
No, at your first meeting in July, you asked for the junkyard ordinance to be on the list for the ordinance committee. Lee said to call it a missing yard ordinance. I think that's.
Mhm.
Cannot hear Leanne.
Kathy originally asked for the junkyard ordinance to be on the list. And Lee said, no, it should be called a messy yard ordinance.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So are they now allowed to table things? That's my question.
News to me.
I really didn't think committees could do that. I mean, we're certainly not
don't
doing
think
that
that-
in the
I don't
solid
think
waste
that-
committee.
Correct standard operating procedure.
Well, we'll bring that forward to them.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Let's see, fire warden report.
He actually stopped by. And he said he has one more surgery, but his brother will fill in when he can. Indicate if he's been issuing any permits or not.
Yep, good,
It's usually not a big issue when there's snow on the ground,
really.
usually not.
Okay, treasurer report. Let's see this.
We did something in here.
Maybe sign here. Cemetery. Sandy solid.
Interest paid, 6 cents.
Ain't much, is it?
I'll tell you what.
We set the date for the
Can I
election.
take them? You want, do you want pictures? Your, your initials up here or something?
Is that Nancy?
Hello?
Yeah.
No, can I just listen to you guys?
Yeah, okay.
I know that you. Yeah. I called you and I get through to you, but I'm having trouble getting through to Facebook itself.
So the pre-audit will be in May. And the regular audit will, they're trying
Electronic. So I'm just gonna leave you on,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
You were saying,
the regular audit will be done first week in August. Well, be done.
has Evelyn Hutchins always been about this amount?
We haven't touched it ever that I know of.
Ever that I know of either. There ain't much in it. It's not a great lot of money. I guess maybe when it was established, that was a lot of money, but
That's the savings fund. There's a CD also.
I'm not sure why there was one.
So,
I guess I'm not sure why there's a savings.
Because we can
account.
spend the savings account, but there's an intercompany, we can't spend the CD.
It's really hard to hear anything, especially Leanne and Lee.
I think we better need more mics.
I'm having the same problem, but I thought it was just
You're only a
me.
smart one.
I can hear it all.
Maybe that's what they need to do.
You know, honest to God. I mean, this business happening, it's all running.
So what are you talking about? I have no idea.
Ken's here and he can hear perfectly. That's what we said,
Well, yeah, he's there.
right?
We're just going through the general fund.
I can hear you really well right now.
Okay, good.
So I set this over here by the, I'm gonna put this with warrants.
Yeah, okay.
The attorney's on,
He is.
but
Okay,
I told him 7:30, so I probably can get down to that point, maybe.
Cemetery committee.
Yeah, just want to show the picture of the stone we got this week for the Civil War veteran in Maple Grove. They delivered it 2 days in a row,
Nice.
but one day I was in Portland and they didn't get a hold of me to have.
Alvan,
Elvin Robinson. It's a marble stone,
Well,
2 inches thick. I had it laying in the wheelbarrow, 180 pounds. So they sent a tractor trailer up from Westbrook, yellow freight. And the first day that I was in Portland, when they called, or they rang the doorbell and I talked to them on ring. They didn't have a lift gate. So I of course couldn't help unload. They came back the next day with another tractor trailer, had a lift gate, but I had my tractor and we put it in the bucket. I
he
got-
wasn't very old, was he?
No, you're 26.
That's what I was just doing the math.
Yeah, you're 26. And I had applied for 2 more. And
Did you see this,
checked it.
Leanne?
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
I got 2 more that we had requested for the Parsons Cemetery Revolutionary War veteran and the Civil War veteran. Got rejected on both of those. Because I didn't have enough evidence in the application to prove that they were in the military. So the next avenue would be to go to the National Archives in Washington, DC. If you can't do it in person, you have a $30 fee. And they'll do research to get documentation of a pension or a land trust that these individuals could have gotten. If they're unsuccessful in their search, there's no charge. So that's something we can discuss as a committee. Just wanted to give you that a little bit.
Interesting.
Kathy,
What?
does it have to be a member of the committee? Because I think in trying to locate people, I'd be more than happy to donate the $30 to begin searching for it.
I would say anyone could donate to stop the search. I've got 2 individuals and a third one that I'm trying to find some documentation on. I'd really like to find someone that can do a lot of research so we can have something to actually send with the application, but they'll refund the money if they can't find any evidence of them being in the service, but you have to put it on a credit card. They won't accept cash or check. It has to be on a credit card. But
Well,
I have
I'd
all,
be happy to use my credit card to do that, to start the searching, and be returned if we get a correct thing. Because we need the people that might have known the person. We don't want to lose the contact as we search for this. And it would be something I could do for the town
okay,
as a gift, and you know, anything I can do to help. $30 is not going to set me back, and I'm not going to stop eating. Anybody that knows me and looks at me will know I won't stop eating.
so I would suggest that we go after 2 of the veterans that I've already started on, that they told me I don't need to prove that we're buried in the actual cemetery, like I did the Revolutionary War. Besides having documentation, I need to prove that they were actually interned at the cemetery, which that proof from 1770 something we don't have. So I guess what I'm saying is, there's two of them, one a Civil War veteran and one a veteran of 1812, that I would send that application in for. Either one of those, I think we could try. So I don't know which one you would prefer to try first, but I could try to get a hold of you when I have the paperwork filled out, and then we can fill in your credit card information, and I'll give you copies of what we're doing.
We could discuss that when you get here, Nancy.
You want to wait till we get there?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm more than happy, I can do it online, I can send you my credit card number, but it's something I can do for the community, and I believe in it, so
Well, thank you, I
let me
appreciate it.
know. What,
okay, we can do that when you get back home.
all right,
This is, I think that you might have, I don't know, the invoice that we generated for the Atlas supplies,
Should be in the warrant.
and it's in the warrant, I guess, you just needed to know what funds they wanted to take it out of, excuse me.
Oh, no, they already voted on it. I looked it up. It was out of the reserve.
Oh, so we're all, yeah,
Yep,
we get that hopefully coming in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
That's all I've got.
okay. Calendar reminders, town office closed Monday, February 20th, holiday.
President's Week, huh?
Yep. Okay, unfinished business. We go into executive session.
Need a motion.
I move we go into executive session pursuant to MRSA 4056E.
Okay, I gotta hang up, Nancy,
Yeah.
because we're going into
I-
executive session. Okay,
yeah.
How long is that?
yep. Bye.
Hopefully not too long.
I'm just gonna be in your car, because I want to do what you're gonna say on the other issues.
Was there a second to Lee's motion?
I second it. All in favor?
Give me a minute to put these things in the waiting room.
Does he know about the Bishop property?
I mentioned it to him. Oops. I put Kevin in. So I'm gonna shut off recording.
We have to decide that.
Well, he's here and looking for the chance to know whether he has the authority to move forward. And we have to decide whether we want him to go forward with figuring out this on the property. Isn't that what we're talking about?
Yep, if he wants us to go, if we want him to go forward with him, then he's gonna check that out.
Thank you. Round it up to more people.
How about that, huh?
Yeah.
Aren't you something?
Great.
Okay, so in because we still have the attorney on here, and I'd like to move to, authorize him to move forward with,
Mr. Blanchard,
with Mr. Blanchard as discussed.
and I second it. All in favor? Tell him he can go ahead.
Okay, I'm here. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So I have the authority. So I'll use Leanne as a point of contact as the negotiations play out. But obviously anything that is, before anything is finalized, we'll probably have to have the selectmen approve any formal settlement, but I have the authority to move forward, and I'll keep Leanne informed, and she can keep you all informed about how that all plays out.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wow,
so sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm so sorry that happened to you. She had a flat tire in Waterville.
On the highway,
On that.
yeah.
Oh,
I picked up a nail, I just had those tires put on like less than a month ago. The fire truck from AAA came, it was so cool. Took the tire off, put the stuff in the inside. It was very cool.
Oh, fixed flat?
I don't know what it is. They had this whole machine on their truck. That took the tire off. They asked me the age of the tire because they thought it was new and. I already had my whole thing emptied out.
Oh, so
for my donut tire.
they actually
They fixed
plugged it right there
Yeah,
on the highway.
brand new tire. It's a
Wow.
Brand new tire. I go, I know.
Good.
Dang.
But it's
Okay,
so
well,
scary out on that road, I'm like, all
I
these
guess I
trucks go
can
by,
see why.
nobody pulls over. I mean, like, pulls over enough away from you, so.
Well, that's what I said to her. I said, well, she doesn't know how to change a flat. She said, not on that highway. She's not gonna.
I have a little, like, camping lantern I had out there, but it was getting darker and darker, and they said they'd be there an hour, and it was about an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, well, thank God
Sorry.
you're here.
Thank you.
I'm glad
So
you're here.
sorry.
No.
Okay, so we've just come out of the part that is the executive session. Okay, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Where we're at. These are all of the
Things I can
warrants and minutes. I guess you can catch up with that afterwards. But in any case, we are here and we've just come out of here. We have authorized the attorney to go forward with negotiating a settlement with Mr. Blanchard that would involve him paying back his back taxes and insurance fees, which will be considerable.
Next,
Just to-
we got
just to
him.
Catch you up with where we're
It
at.
doesn't affect anything else that we've done previously with properties? Yes, it does. Yes. Okay.
Okay. AED defibrillator battery replacement.
Whoa, so there was some talk, if I recall, about getting the kind that plugs into the wall so that it would keep itself charged rather than just buying a new battery every time. Who was
Well,
telling about this?
The machines are $5,000-$6,000.
Oh, well, to hell with that.
I talked to Heather, she came in and she talked to Lisa and Turner, and they all agreed to battery would be fine, the machine's fine. But I don't know if you want to budget for it or,
And how much is the battery?
well, I found.
$179 and $172.89, it looks like. So is this, I mean. So
Will this be under the
we
town
budget for
office?
it, so we budget for it so that we have it in our next year's budget, which doesn't start until the 1st of July, so
What
what
do
if,
we need to have that now for legal?
No.
well, we don't legally have to have it at all, but we have got that thing. And if we're gonna have it, it might just well be worth keeping around.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I mean, is this something that we could afford to purchase
Now or later?
now? And if so, where would we take that fund?
We do have miscellaneous under general administration, we have $1,300 left, but who knows? I've already
you know-
replaced a bunch of unexpected office equipment. this year.
There's always some unexpected stuff. That's why we have things like contingency. I don't see, this is under $200. It doesn't strike me as being, I mean, it strikes me as being more than I'd want to spend on a battery. But on the other hand, it doesn't strike me as being enough to break the bank
Mm-hmm.
in this case.
Does the current battery still work or does it work?
Not at all.
I was dead.
I would propose.
Let's say we do it
spend a lot of
now.
Money now, for the defibrillator, it doesn't work, and something happens here.
One thing to have a dead battery, it's another thing to have a dead person, right?
Right, just, that would be really.
And on top
awful.
of that, I know that Heather was going to come and give us a glass.
Leslie, you got a question?
I just have a question. Is this something that would fit within the grant that you're looking at or some other grant
No,
Nope.
would
I
not be available?
I don't think so, no. We're talking about under $200 and it's not, hasn't, I don't think it's the sort of.
Okay, what about the 6,000 to look at for next year?
Both rescue representatives said it's not necessary to purchase an updated machine. They said this one should be fine.
Okay,
But-
The updated one would be plugging it in and it'd already be charged. Wouldn't have to have a battery.
so, okay, so maybe that's something to look at if you start putting in solar, etc. But at this point, obviously, you want to have a defibrillator that works.
Right.
Right. The difference for us, in terms of our current budget, the difference between $6,000 and under $200 is considerable.
Right. So at this point, it makes sense to get a battery that works ASAP yesterday.
Right. Yesterday and then some.
Sue, you made a motion to do that?
No.
It says here that it has a
don't have-
standard 5-year standby life and comes with a 9-volt lithium battery. Okay,
There wasn't a motion made, I don't think yet.
I,
I thought Sue did it.
yeah, I did too, but I
You did?
make a motion
Okay.
that we buy this battery. But we'd rather have a live person if we needed it.
I second it.
Can we like do up to 200 in case there's shipping or something?
Yeah,
Yep,
oh, undoubtedly, yes.
yep.
Yeah.
I second it. All in favor?
was this on Amazon or,
One was on Amazon, one was
I have
on
Amazon Prime if you need me to order it.
Veteran
Okay, sure.
Zone. Oh, AED Market. No, these weren't.
Free shipping on orders over $99, so it's
Okay.
not an issue.
So.
Okay, town report cover, dedication. Hmm,
Bill Bedard Veterans Monument.
mhm.
Well,
Lorraine had some ideas.
yeah, well, she always does. Bless her heart.
Okay, our ideas, newsletter group. Lorraine Parsons and recently deceased resident.
Recently
Who's
deceased
that?
resident, and we have, as yet unnamed. Because
Oh,
we
There
haven't.
were a
joined-
bunch. Do you have your survey, Madam, please?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's not fully filled out, but there you go.
Thanks. Did you have any ideas in here?
I do.
Good news.
One of them in particular was to be aware of how much electricity costs are going up in terms of our electric payments. The chances are, I mean, it's more than double for most folks, so. Yeah, I think we should plan on that, but anyway, there's a number of ideas on that.
we have to decide on this tonight.
No,
What, but this is just, I think this is just to give us some
Brainstorming.
ideas.
we just want to make sure this time we get a picture, a good picture and the dedication written up and all that.
So one of the ideas is to put Lorraine Parsons on the cover. Is that correct?
Mhm.
That was an idea that was discussed,
Okay,
maybe not at a meeting, but.
okay, I'm just checking, because I see selectmen's ideas.
I brought that up because I figured over the years, all the information she's gotten us in all the books that she's written for the town. And in prior years, this is quite a few years ago, where did she have a lot to do with the parades we used to
The
have?
museum, she was president for Patriots.
Just thinking.
Days.
Bringing
Yeah,
history to
she's-
the
Was it her and,
residents.
was it
she's
her and
totally
Dottie,
done.
was it her and Dottie Brown that did the parades? Lee,
Bonnie Brown,
that's what I thought.
I don't remember Dot Brown doing. it. But what do I know?
I don't know, I just thought someone said Lorraine and
I
Dottie.
know. I drove my horse in the.
But anyways, that's
parade,
what
so
I was thinking, all the
I
stuff that
was not
she's
part of
done.
the- I was not part of the parade. Back when it was going on, I mean, I'm marching it, I marched it, I took my son in it one year.
Mhm.
Probably a bunch of years.
That's what I was thinking, I don't know.
Well, she certainly has got a lot to do with cemetery committee and updating history. It's like bringing history to the present here. I mean, she's really given a lot of information and researched it. And
She helps me all the time in the town office.
Was she the one that got together and made up them books of all the houses in town? Back years
She had a
ago,
lot of pictures, and then she had a lot
Huh?
of.
Hartford in pictures.
yeah, she did all the
And the map,
pictures.
she worked on the big map with all the street names and residents' names. Anyway,
I was just thinking it'd be good to do it before anybody passes away, then they know.
Well, you know, on the other hand, there are recently deceased residents that we could honor as well. But
do we have anyone in mind that's recently deceased?
not off the top of my head, I think I'd have to look at the list of growth.
Gotcha.
I mean,
so going down to the next one, the Spirit of America Award, usually they like to see tied into the town report or town meeting or something, you know, dedication. So maybe if you want, we can do the same group or.
so am I seeing that these are ideas for both dedication and report cover or?
Don't you think they should go together?
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. It's been different years. Seems to me. I don't know. Just for example, yeah.
Can the gallery make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Arthur,
He's done an awful lot too.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
he's saved the newsletter a ton of money, just saying.
You know, and he was actually, he was on the very first planning board. He's actually been super involved for his entire residence here.
Could we put them together?
I don't know if I'd want to try to put them together in one room.
Could we do one for one and one for the other? Spirit of America nominate Arthur Harvey and Manuel Parsons has dedication on the book.
Up to you, Corinne. Can think about it.
Well, I'm the one who suggested the newsletter could, and that was partly because when I came up with the idea, we were putting the newsletter together. And I know that it's pretty significant, the amount of effort that's gone into that. You know, we're talking about people who've done things for the town. I know that Lorraine has done all manner of things for the town. I think the newsletter has been, hugely
Very.
helpful. It was
This is
It was Arlene's baby in the first place.
Do one for the cover and one for dedication.
That's, that is one way it can go.
Can you get the newsletter group together or take a picture?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can you herd cats?
But even, I was gonna say, the newsletter would make, that would be a cool Spirit of America, because they're really, pulling together as a group and.
Think you could do that, Lenny?
I just said it would be like herding cats, but I'm good at that.
Well, there's, well, now, so here's the thing. When it comes to the newsletter group, there are people who are the key personnel. And then there are the people who show up to help put the newsletter together. Now,
Right, they're different.
that bunch of folks, well, the first set is part of putting the newsletter together, as well as, because there's an awful lot that goes on before collation day. And then there's all the people who show up to collate, which is frankly a random crew.
Right,
It's whoever,
right.
whoever
Different all the
has
time.
the spare time and can show up on that given day. And so
Say
that
volunteer.
could be a
The-
little hard to get together.
The key group would be Arthur, Arlene, Bonnie, myself, Lee has been a part of it, and Morrill Nason. We certainly couldn't do it without him, the mailing part. Yeah, if you give me a couple of dates and times, I'll get everybody together.
Agree to that?
For Spirit of America? Or
so,
for
I
dedication?
think that,
The cover.
I think that was for a cover page.
That can't be good for the cover.
And so I don't know why you want us to give you some dates. I think that the challenge will be to find a date when these people are willing to turn to actually have a group pick.
Okay, so who is the photographer? That's what I'm thinking of. The photographer's schedule matters.
Well, the photographer matters quite a lot. Years ago, we had a picture taken of all the volunteers here at the town hall that still remains on our wall, and that was Mark Silber. But we don't necessarily need anything quite that fancy.
So you're gonna change it from it being just to all of y'all?
Well, I don't know that
Newsletter.
any of these things, none of these things are set in stone. Arthur himself could, has put a substantial amount of time and energy into the town over the years.
I'll get hold of people and get 3 dates.
Well, let them make a motion first,
Okay,
or table it, or whichever.
You guys think?
Well,
Don't
I'll
matter.
move that let Lenny go ahead and get a picture of the newsletter group. And then or multiple pictures of the newsletter group. God knows, that's what we had to do with the with last year's food bank.
You making a motion, just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Add to
I say we let Lenny go ahead and get a picture of the newsletter group.
For the dedication, I make a
For
motion
the,
to
cover.
for the cover.
Yeah.
No, you don't make a motion when there's already a motion on the floor. And you either second it or you let it die for lack of a second.
Well, I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay, that's for the cover.
I'd like to make a motion that Elaine Parsons be nominated for the Spirit of America. Because of all the work she's done throughout,
I
including the
think she-
veterans.
I think she would love that. So
She's
I
still a
would,
worker bee. She's still-
I would second that. she strikes me as being an excellent spirit of America, winner. Or nominee, I guess is the right word. It's the right word. In any case, I'd second that.
Does that include a picture?
No,
No?
it's just. a
It could
certificate.
include a picture. I mean, you know,
Or could it-
there's no
wasn't the
reason,
Spirit of
there's no
America
reason.
person going
Well,
here?
there may be a picture.
I could
Depending
get
on the
pictures.
certain someone,
Yeah,
but normally they like to have a time in town meeting, either presenter was a certificate or announce it or something at town meeting.
Yeah, we can do that.
You wanna vote on that? It's the spirit of America?
Yeah, well, we have a motion and a second on the floor.
Okay, I'll second it.
I think we
All in
have a
favor?
motion and a second.
Okay,
We're waiting for the chairman to say.
okay,
all
all
in
in
favor.
favor. Okay,
Now, I didn't put it on there, but the dedications you want that to be. I mean, a newsletter?
the newsletter, yeah. Did we vote that?
No.
The cover is.
Cover is, well, generally speaking.
Separate.
The covering on the inside, the dedication is, but more explains the cover.
Okay. So one of you will write that.
Sure thing.
You want me to do that, or someone else can do that?
You can do it if you want to. I could probably. come up with something.
Right, awesome. Cool beans.
Lee's got all the info.
Hmm?
Lee's got all the info.
Oh,
He
I
does.
I do have some historical knowledge.
Okay,
On the other hand, I don't remember things any better than anybody else does.
we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Junkyard update, Mr. Harlow. I rode up by there tonight. And he's moved the
Moved a
three
lot of
piece
stuff.
of equipment that we asked him to. I wished he
A
was
lot of
here
skidders-
tonight.
Skidders hanging about, well, don't look for him to show up.
Did you say you moved all of it?
Yeah, he moved the three pieces that we had asked him to. But I just hope he don't move no more stuff.
Well, on top of that, the road's posted.
Just hope he don't move no more stuff down in his other two.
Oh, we sent letters about the other two.
No, there was no motion made, so I didn't dare to hire a lawyer without permission.
To write a lawyer letter about the
About the
other
other two.
properties.
The other two properties, so it's accumulating. I don't know if it's true, I just heard a rumor. When I was at Bear Pond Variety, they're hauling stuff out of the road that comes from his house. And I said, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They go, they've been hauling stuff all day, Turner's on their back about moving the stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a
we
piece
got
that
it.
went from Turner and it's right down in Town Farm Road.
Oh, yeah, where do you suppose he's gonna go with it?
So. but
Yeah,
it's a
you know,
big-
I
it's a big
think
chip at
actually-
Bear Pond Variety.
Actually, I think that, well, you know, yeah, big joke, but not overly funny.
It's not funny at all.
Okay, so, does the select board want to have the lawyer, draft letters to do with the other properties? I mean, I believe the ownership is different.
I say so.
Do we have to have a attorney draft it? Could we not draft one, send it to the property owners and saying that it appears that they are.
I think it'd be
creating-
better with a lawyer than they know we mean business.
I just know it's gonna be
You
another
think,
month or
Lee?
so before they get it to us.
Well, there you go. Well,
much
and,
more
and
equipment?
so,
Yeah.
and one can't help but wonder if we couldn't take our old attorney's letter and just sort of modify it, but I don't suppose that is exactly kosher either. I don't know. Is it possible that having already done one letter, they could whip another one out all handy? Oh, probably not.
You might be able to.
Yeah, but don't count on it.
I just wanna make sure it's done right. 'Cause it goes to court.
Right, right,
Yeah, no kidding.
right.
That's right.
I say,
Yeah, you know, I'd say it, but as much as I don't like to participate in the attorney's full employment program, I think that we probably would be better off to just ask our attorney to draft those letters and step on it.
Hmm.
Don't spare the horses, as it were.
Doesn't seem like anything is custom.
So are we gonna give Mr. Harlow his junket permit for that one property? Is that what we've just decided, or?
I haven't heard one.
When did I hear anything about that?
He has moved this,
He's moved a couple of things, but.
he's moved 3 things that
But
we had asked
has
him
he
to.
showed up and he's got his logs and he's got it all figured out how to, no,
No,
no, and no.
you voted to approve his license if he moved the equipment.
Then he does his logs afterwards.
Right, he does those out,
Has he showed up and got them?
he does. He's waiting for us,
Google.
to give him the permit, and so I can give him his logbook and everything. I'm waiting on you guys, well, waiting on.
And then we were, at that time, we would tell him to make sure he fills this logbook out. Get filled out every month.
Did he show up the day after on that agreement with the money? Didn't he sit here and say he'll be here that next Saturday before you close?
He paid the fee in September. He gave me the application, paid the fee in September. And at the was it November? I'm not gonna have to look, meeting,
I think it was.
you all.
He said he'd get it done in a week, which of course that never happened.
So he didn't meet his end of the agreement,
No, not at all.
so it's all null
No, he had a new letter. Written by, I don't remember if she. Written by the lawyer, given him until the 14th of February. To do what,
To move the
We
stuff, and
asked.
You're gonna find them.
and he, evidently he did.
But not just the 3, he had a bunch of equipment out there. Is that all gone now too? The ones he hauled since not having his permit?
We asked him to haul the bus.
No, I know what we asked him to haul.
Okay,
Is
the
the
other
road
stuff,
and all that other crap he's been hauling out there on a regular basis and leaving on the dirt road. In the
It
junkyard
appears,
now.
it appears, to be. I didn't drive all the way down there. I did drive down.
the
from
stuff he's got
Boston.
left is,
Skitters.
the stuff is runnable,
Well,
which he could
the
leave.
stuff is on that property. The stuff that is on the lower town farm property on the other side of the
So
street.
that's all
on the other-
together.
Right.
This whole.
We
next door.
haven't even complied with him about that. Yeah,
That's what the.
Leanne's has her hand up,
So
Kathy.
the letter we sent him. It says. They voted to approve the renewal of the permit for a term of 5 years, subject to the condition that 4 pieces of equipment were moved from the right of way to the designated recycling area no later than Saturday. Yeah, so you must move all the equipment into the designated recycling area no later than February 14th.
right.
And Kathy said it.
So my concern is we give him his permit, or Leanne does,
Mhm.
and a logbook. To me, we need either the CEO at that time to be there when he gets his permit to explain that this needs to be done every single month and in here, or else your permit becomes null and void. Because I don't want to go through this again every single month. But I also don't want the daily calls from the neighbors that I've been getting. I'm tired of them. And they're gonna keep calling me, because I keep picking up my phone. Saying he's been running stuff all night long. He's on the road at 2 a.m. He's backing up and all you can hear is beep, 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 beep. He parked it right by my well. I mean, it's hard to hear all this stuff when he's not even supposed to be running.
You can't call the law on any of this? If you hear this going on?
That's what someone said. Why don't you
Is it
call the service
actually
department
legal?
on?
He's got the state statutes that he has to follow, right? Because we don't have that in town. He's not following the state statutes besides the agreement. So he needs to follow state statute. Along with the agreement on February 14th, you've approved.
So. I guess it occurs to me that, in talking about this. We should be working hand in glove with the code officer.
Right,
And not just come into Leanne and get. the
Checking
permit
up
and
on
walk
him.
away.
Yeah, what's that?
let him know that
Yeah,
he'll be
let
watched.
him know. And I think that Susan has got a good.
And the
good-
first time,
Good thought is that the code officer should be right there when he actually gets
and the
it.
first time,
Which could be hard to arrange because he is liable to show up most any time the town office is open. On the other hand, the code officer lives,
Scott said it's up to the board of selectmen to, officers on things.
which he's probably right.
So maybe the constable could be there at the time. I'm just trying to figure out a way when he gets it, someone's gonna say, these rules are gonna be followed.
I can be there.
I can be there too, if you want the select board to do it. As long as I have enough
Yeah.
notice, I can rearrange. my
enough
schedule.
notices, right? Like I say, he's liable to show up most any time.
Well, that's what I mean, he needs to make an appointment and we'll be there. Would like to make an appointment to issue your permit and explain to you the log,
Yeah, could
what
do
works for
that.
you. Mr. Harvey, or whatever his name is.
Harlow.
Harlow.
We could do that, make him, we'll set up an appointment for him. And the first time he don't go by the rules, then we will
Follow his permit,
take it.
and we can tell him that.
He's got by too many years without doing nothing.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna know if he's not following the rules, because those neighbors are really advocating.
Well, there you go. The folks on Lower Town Farm Road aren't happy, but they're not as in
Yeah.
nearly as much of a position to be.
And we
advocates
can work
for
on that one later.
I don't think, it occurs to me that if did we not just say that we would have the lawyer issue letters about this other property? Might not be a bad idea when he shows up for this appointment to let him know that, just put him on notice that
Letters going out. like to other
that
properties.
he's gonna have to get these other pieces of property together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And it would, but see, now, we actually, because this has taken so long, and part of it's the fault of the lawyer, and part of it's the fault of our process, this is how long things take. Now, as of today, the roads are posted, so we have to take that in mind. If we send him this letter, we're going to have to tell him that he needs to plan on cleaning this other place up once the roads are no longer posted. Because we can't tell him to move all this stuff, but then we can't put him in a
Right.
double bind situation where he has to move all this.
Oh, he's gonna wait till the last minute anyway, but at least,
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but we have to, be
understand.
reasonable in this,
Yeah.
in this requirement. Right?
mhm.
right? The neighbors say when he does haul stuff, when the roads are posted, he hauls it at night. And he had said that when he was sitting here, that
Yes, but the reason people were able to haul stuff at night when the roads are posted, because back once upon a time, it used to freeze at night, right? Now, occasionally it freezes at night, right? And if it does freeze at night, it's warm enough the day before, so it's not gonna freeze enough to actually solidify the roads,
Right.
to make them safe from heavy equipment traipsing over it, yeah. Is your hand up for a question?
Yes,
I think you need to talk to the chairman.
Go ahead.
these two other properties, are they owned by him?
One is,
One is
And one is
one of-
owned by
X.
she's the ex?
Wouldn't you have to send this notice you're referring to from the attorney to the actual owner?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
and the owners will be responsible, they will not care to get that letter. I'm sure.
Imagine that's right.
You're getting there.
I think that will scare him.
Well, I
Just
don't
put 'em
think
on
scaring him
notice.
Well,
is the main thing, but to put him on notice.
you'll know we mean business.
I think the three of you meeting with him issue the permits. Great idea.
Is it Wednesdays that you are available now?
My schedule is a little bit up in the air, but right this week, yeah, most weeks I have Wednesdays in the forenoon, but not afternoon.
So I could block up like Wednesday morning, if Wednesday works. for
If
you.
more than one of you are together for business, doesn't have to be.
That's right, it doesn't have to be all of us. I don't believe it has to be all of us.
I just think it would be a show of,
Yeah,
At the town
but
office.
Leanne has got a point. If it's all three of us, that makes it a select board meeting and we have to give a week's notice. And let the whole public show up, which
Hmm.
frankly is probably not a grand idea in a case like this. Although, let's say if all three of us are there, then it is, it's probably me.
certainly know it's.
Leanne is right about that.
Um,
Oh, hell yeah. We used to hold our meetings always in the.
How
town
about
office.
school? Us?
Okay, so the roads are posted right now, correct?
Mhm.
So they're gonna be posted for a little bit, correct? They're not supposed to be hauling anything anyway?
May, probably May.
So could we not invite him to get his permit at the next select board meeting? You can't haul anything now anyway. Roads are posted.
Mhm. But when are we gonna talk to them?
But is it? You're gonna make him come to a public meeting in front of
Everybody.
an audience.
Mm.
We
You
do,
know, I
to
don't
do
know.
town
after the executive
business.
session.
I don't know that, I frankly, I don't know that it's, you know, I don't see it being that kind of select board business, to be honest with you.
Just give it. Make him come to
Is
the
he
town
able-
office. Make him come to town office. Right.
Okay. You wanna do it now?
Let's do it now.
Sounds good.
Do we have the log?
Yes,
It'd have to be Rodney.
it's up to you guys.
It's his property.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that it does have to be.
Has his name been added? Has your name been added to property yet?
Mhm.
No.
No.
Well, then you can't issue a permit, we can't issue a permit to this young man. If his name is not on the property.
Right.
So just tell him he's gotta come back on the 15th.
I say make a date and we meet him at the town office.
We want to review the logbook that he's supposed to be filling out. That's part of the state program that we never followed, and he's never followed, we've never provided one. So the new permit will be following the state regulations, and he'll be submitting that every single month to the, and following the rules, or else the permit will be pulled. So, but we'd like to be able
Meet
to
with
issue
him.
that at the town office with him. And we would like to have the promises you guys made here fulfilled, which is your name go on the property and on the permit. Which is what you guys said you wanted to do, and what's gonna happen.
I don't think you can require that.
What's that?
I don't think you can require that. to
Right, no,
happen.
I'm asking if they're gonna follow up with their promise. That was one of the, am I wrong? Did they not say that right here? That that's what they wanted to do, and
Yeah, you know, I don't remember really enough on that, but I think we have, right, I don't think you can require. That any one particular person's name is on the property, as long as Mr. Arnold owns the property, then he has to be the permit holder.
Mr. Harlow doesn't own the property.
Is
His
that
mother
true?
does.
My mom's name is on
Ah,
But that's,
On the one on Town Farm way up, at the junkyard?
Yeah.
in the law, there's the permit, the applicant, and then there's the landowner. They don't have to be the same. Letters went to
Okay.
everyone.
Okay. What did we decide on the letter? We didn't.
Who's responsible for the junkyard, the owner or the permittee? The permittee. Permittee.
I need
Oh,
two
okay.
motions when you're ready.
One is the letter.
The two motions,
Meet with Rodney.
okay? What about Rodney and the landowner? The landowner's a part of the permit too? They both have to sign the permit, or? I don't know what the permit looks like, sorry.
I can give you copies.
I'm just curious on whether the landowner's name goes on the permit.
Yes, it is.
So shouldn't the landowner be there for the permit?
It's not required.
How many of you would want someone to be able to get a permit on land alone without being?
She's been notified, certified mail, I have her signature.
But
I mean,
under these
she's
cir-
allowing all the stuff to be there. Right,
Mm-hmm.
But I can go to my neighbors and get a permit, come down to the town hall, get a permit to do something on my neighbor's farm.
if you have 100 cars a year
And,
already.
and the neighbor says, sure, go ahead. You can run your business on my property.
How do you know everything is so short, but
You already made a motion to approve the permit if you complied.
Yeah. There you go, and it has been
We
determined.
just want to make
he's
sure the
in compliance.
landowner is aware of what's going on.
Yes.
She
and
does,
there's a law
you
requirement.
signed for a letter.
He signed for it.
But was we gonna make a date to meet with Rodney at the town office?
Yeah. Monday's
Give
a
me a little
holiday.
time to write something up from the sign to
Yeah,
say. you
Mhm.
comply.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, sure.
you just let us know.
Well, at the very least, we need 7 days in order to do this, because if all three of us are to be there, then it has to be, it has to be, it has to be a select board meeting. You'd call it a workshop if you wanted to, but it still has to be publicly noticed.
So is it all right for
Day
two of
the
us?
town.
Is it all right for two of us?
Hmm?
Is it all right for just two of us?
I don't see why not. Monday's what, do we still need to give 7 days if it's just two people?
Well, we gotta give Leanne time enough to write something up.
Well, technically, two people are quorum, and that does make it.
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion that we give Leanne time enough to write something up in regards.
Well, you gotta make a motion you gotta make the motion that you make a motion that we issue this permit.
Okay, I make a motion, we issue the permit to Rodney Harlow. And we give Leanne.
By appointment.
By appointment, and we give Leanne enough time to write it up.
To write up a agreement that he will follow the rules
Mhm.
and complete the logbook as required by the state. Great. And so what kind of timeline are we looking at? And one of the things is, I mean, we've got ourselves in the posted roads now.
Saturday,
Get it recessed.
Saturday, she can give it ready for Saturday.
This coming. Is that what
2
you're talking
days,
about?
in 2 days.
Oh, okay. What day? Saturday, the 18th. So are we going to?
Make it in the morning.
I'm not gonna be here, I'm going hiking, so.
No, not Saturday morning. That's when I'll work on the letter.
Oh,
Oh, I need
Yeah.
to give time.
Kathy,
I got a birthday party in there.
Kathy, somebody on.
Go
there
ahead.
is talking to you.
Kathy, can I just ask that you make, what I'm hearing you say is that you want to do the permit, but that you want to make it contingent upon his agreement to follow the rules.
Right,
So I think you need to use that terminology in there. So that unless he agrees to follow the rules, there's no permit. It's, your approval is contingent upon that agreement being signed.
They've,
we already,
Yeah. Thank you. So we sort of had to have a motion there, didn't we? Yeah. Did you finish,
You got it.
complete your motion?
I have Kathy motion to
Yep.
issue permit to Rodney Hollow by appointment. And then everybody start talking.
What time, Saturday, Leanne?
Not Saturday.
She's
Next
putting
week.
the letters.
Oh,
together,
next
so-
week. I
Next
see.
week sometime.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go pick up my family on Wednesday night. So, I would have to say that, Monday and Tuesday are the days, Monday being Food Bank Day.
Can't do Monday, it's a holiday and the office is
That's
closed.
right. Well, Tuesday, then really the soonest we could do this would be Tuesday, the 21st. Am I correct?
I'm not coming in.
Well,
until
if you-
Okay.
Closed on Tuesday.
Start
Yeah, what was I thinking?
to-
Thursday, the 23rd.
When?
Anytime
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I would say Tuesday, the 23rd. The 22nd, I could come in the morning.
And I can do the morning before 11.
On the 22nd?
We need to go 7 days. It's considered a meeting. A workshop.
No, it don't have to be, if there's only two of us.
Yeah, it does.
It
Oh,
does.
it does?
Does.
I thought you said,
Did we start this meeting with only two of us?
No,
Did
but I
we did we
thought you
conduct
said
this
it
meeting with
didn't.
two? Yeah,
Could have called, but
no.
you could have heard every truck going by. I could have called you.
You asked if it had to be all three of us. I said, I don't know that it does. But
Right.
if you want to have any two select board showing up to do town business, then it has to be considered a meeting.
So-
Because we can conduct business with just two of us.
You need to get 7 days notice for a meeting, so
That's
the
correct.
earliest you can do.
So I'm all right with the 23rd. If somebody picks a time,
what time?
Is Rodney gonna be around on the 23rd?
good answer.
What time? Don't matter to me. I'm always around.
Is morning or afternoon better for him? Can he do morning? We open at 10 here? Can we do 10? Would you rather do later or lunchtime?
I'm not gonna work that day because I will have been up till after midnight the night before, so, I guess my initial thought about 10 is that she just opens up at 10 and she's liable to have
Customers.
people. There might be a line. I don't know. Do you ever come in at 10 and find there's a bunch of people waiting?
Not lately.
Not lately, okay.
11?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my lunch break whenever it is that we're gonna meet. So whatever time it is the time I'm taking a break. 11.
That would be fine with me.
Okay, I make a motion that we
Hmm?
meet Thursday, the 23rd, at 11 o'clock.
So Kathy motioned to issue permit to Rodney Howell by appointment, which will be Thursday, 23rd at 11 AM
Yep.
at a special selectmen's meeting.
Right?
Got that? Second,
Second it, anybody? All in favor? Lee seconded it. Okay, make sure you write that down. So he comes.
He'll be there, right? Thursday, the 23rd, 11 AM at the
There
town.
we go. I'm putting it in my phone too, so let's get on it.
Okay, we done with that. The open session, anybody got anything for open session? Anybody on Zoom?
but let me know.
I know I'm late and I missed a lot of stuff, but there is some input from the ordinance meeting last night, if you want me to share that.
Go ahead.
It was proposed by the ordinance committee regarding bulky waste that that a policy or whatever be set up 10 days before the bulky waste pickup would be the time that people are allowed to put things out for bulky waste. And then anything Archie's didn't take, that 7 days after bulky waste pickup, the property owners would need to remove that, any excess bulky waste from their front yard, from the roadside, for safety concerns.
Right, because anything Archie's didn't take was not permitted to
Correct.
be hauled off anyway.
Can I
Yeah.
say one thing?
Go ahead.
Should, Bim and I were talking, should we send a letter to Archie's directing him not to pick up what, you know, because usually he goes through and just picks up everything.
He said that, didn't he, that night?
Well, it might not be a bad idea to codify it by putting it in a letter. On the other hand, he was pretty clear on what we should and shouldn't. We might, before we send a letter out, or before we write a policy about what is and isn't allowed, to touch bases with him again, just to make sure. But there's some things that just people ought to have a dumpster for.
Lee,
Archie,
I have every word he said, and I will type it up and offer it,
Great, thank you.
because, he told us exactly.
He told us pretty clearly the other night, didn't he?
And he was very clear that the town should set limits on the size of the pile, width and height. And I'll give you the rest, but that's what he was hoping for. Not, we on the solid waste committee, we're going to put out some educational materials and remind people that Leanne has them at the town office and on the website. But we're going to put it out in the newsletter. Also, though, he said a lot of things that pertain to what the ordinance committee could be putting in their work. So I will get that to who
Great. Awesome.
should I get it to?
I have it on tape.
Can I ask a question regarding tires?
Yeah,
In the past, you picked everything up privately, whether they had a sticker on them or not. They're gonna be different in the future.
He said last summer, he only picked up ones with stickers. I don't know if it's true,
So,
but that would be in that letter, if you wanted to.
Mhm.
And I wanna thank Susan during open session for the article that she put into the newsletter.
Oh, you're welcome.
The cemeteries. I mean, it was well written. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a good conference and great group that was organized. Pretty.
So who should receive this information that we gathered at the solid waste committee meeting?
you gonna put it in the
In other
newsletter?
words, the solid waste committee minutes.
Pretty much.
Well, usually,
No.
committees end up getting sent to the town clerk, and then they get distributed to the select board to look at.
Okay, so is that how it would get to the ordinance committee?
Lou Brand was not able to attend the ordinance committee and he was going to review what was done at solid waste committee, and he left us a note stating that he would be attending the next ordinance committee meeting as a member and share all the information. So if-
Okay, I'll make sure he has the minutes because he
Yeah,
doesn't
yes.
take notes.
Thank
Right.
you. They also mentioned, ordinance committee also mentioned that after 7 days, if the people had not removed the bulky waste that wasn't picked up, that the constable they recommended the constable would write a citation. So they knew right off the bat that that wasn't gonna sit there all year.
So that can't be a policy, that has to be in the ordinance.
Yeah. But this is what they suggested and sent back to us to talk about.
I think the ordinance said the code enforcement officer.
Oh,
Or the
okay.
ordinance.
Yeah.
Is the one who oversees.
Great. Yeah. My suggestion.
Property maintenance ordinance would help with that as well. You just wouldn't allow piles to sit around at people's houses. It's unhealthy, unsafe.
My suggestion is once we have something set up that, like last year, I laminated stuff and put them on at least the 2 dumpsters to let people know when that was gonna be taken down, when bulky waste was on and what's gonna be allowed. And there's other ways we can get that information, like Leanne does all the time anyway, but out on Facebook and
If you put that
on the
on,
website.
if you put that on the dumpsters, wouldn't that make them say, oh, good, we gotta get this stuff in here before
Oh, I only give them like a week's notice
this date?
that the dumpster's leaving, whatever date we. So. I stopped someone from putting a mattress in it the other day that I'd followed all the way up Route 4.
Really?
Mhm,
Putting the mattress in where?
the dumpster. And they
There's a-
don't live on the pond.
You did what? Somebody put a dumpster, a mattress in the
Was
dumpster?
trying, I followed them all the way from Route 4 down 219 to Bear Pond Road. They were coming all the way down to our dumpster on Bear Pond.
People used to do it all the time. when
What'd
it
they
was on
say?
highway.
And I stopped and I said, excuse me, who are you? And I stood there and I was writing their plate down and I said, I am involved with the town of Hartford and I do not believe you're a resident here and this is not your dumpster. I said, do you not see the cameras? And they got back in their truck and they left.
Do you not see the cameras?
I was
Is
like,
there
"Look around,
cameras?
can you please look. Some of the
Is there cameras?
Of course there are.
Of course there is.
Okay, is there any more,
You just can't see them.
any more for open session?
Isn't there cameras? Of course there's cameras.
After I said, I
Well, that's
go,
good.
all by myself.
That's good.
It's
The camouflaged, right?
Because, every time people put stuff out for that bulky pickup. Couple days later, you'll see guys go by picking up the heavy barrels and, you know what I mean, gathering. all
Oh,
that
you know,
stuff.
people put all kinds of
I
useful
read
stuff out there
repurpose
too.
stuff, yeah.
No
Oh,
more on that for open
But the 10
session?
days is gonna shorten it right up, so that hopefully out of towners aren't in there dropping stuff. And,
Anything else?
nope,
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay, new business. Affordable housing law.
I guess they're having a hearing. I don't know if they're gonna make some changes about the hearing on March 1st. I signed up for it. You guys, it's in your legislator.
Mhm.
The legislative bulletin, yeah,
we just got that.
I haven't been getting them.
So if they're having a hearing, that means changes might be made, right?
We like to hope so.
I'm just gonna watch that.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
I have not been receiving my legislative bulletins, so.
It was in our mailbox.
So you said you got,
Mm.
yours at your house.
Yeah, but I don't get mail at my house anymore.
Um,
What have you been
And so I managed to get over to the post office when they're open, maybe every couple of weeks. So I think since Christmas, I've had mail maybe 3 times.
Did you have to get a box?
No,
No?
I just go there and get it, but you have to get there when they're open. They're open from 7 in the morning till 10 in the morning. And then they're open again from 1:30 until 3:30. So if you can manage to squeak in there at that time, then you can get your mail. But if you, otherwise, you can't have mail. And I haven't seen mail in, well, a couple of weeks anyway.
Any appointments? Resignations? Yeah, we got a,
And the same with after as soon as keeping the neighbors.
On the post office, it doesn't.
I've got that one there for the,
So this is all.
I'm gonna close my little bit of stuff.
I might need one.
What is this?
that Board of Appeals.
Oh, yes.
Tony.
Yes. Okay, already got this in email.
How the heck do you pronounce his last name?
Pircello. Pircello.
Piricello?
Cello, like the giant fiddle, right?
Mhm.
Pircello, I would say, until we're corrected and told otherwise.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept Anthony,
No. Appoint.
appoint, yeah, right. I say we appoint Anthony Tony Piricello for an alternate on the Board of Appeals.
Second,
All in favor?
For a 1-year term.
well, yes, this is
Was
an
an open
alternate.
position.
Alternate is a one-year term.
Okay, good.
I have, heard conflicting information about whether Polly wants to stay on or come off the appeals board, and so we may have another appointment to make before too long, and who knows, maybe Mr.
You want us back,
Curatolo would be
Lean?
willing to take a position, and we'll find an alternate, but in any case, this allows the the Board of Appeals to conduct business starting now, if there's any business for them to conduct.
Oh, they already have 5 members.
Um,
Leslie's hand is up.
On
Wait.
behalf of the Board of Appeals, thank you very much. I will send a note to Tony and maybe Leanne. I don't know if you need to officially send one as well, but I will go ahead and email him and the rest of the board.
Just, so I'll just blank.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Any training?
There was one for mental health. Oh, I remember something. I don't know if I gave it to you. Probably did.
Oh, in here, okay. Yeah, I think it is.
oh, and the correspondence, no.
Mhm. I did see it somewhere.
Oh, another reminder, we have a public hearing on Winter Road amendment,
On what?
Winter Road closing amendment. March 2nd, 6:30.
Oh, thanks for that. I'd like to think I already have that in here, but we'll see. Yes, Darrington Road hearing.
Mhm.
Oh, I already put it in my calendar.
Well, she's just reminding us, or
Thank you.
reminding everybody else who's listening in. You're still looking for the
Yeah, it's not
supervisor
in there.
training? And so this Dave's World Heating and Cooling, this is actually nothing to do with the resiliency grant. This is just another offer.
I think they want us to purchase it from them.
Sure. Well, seems to me that if we're gonna get something like that, we're gonna have to purchase it from somebody. Do you want a copy of this? You probably already have a copy.
I will copy that. I'm not a member.
You might want to get them online. And there is a fill the plate breakfast to benefit Meals on Wheels. don't know if you want to look at some of this. Oh, this, here it is, mental health first aid. Teaches you how to identify, understand, and respond to signs of mental health and substance use challenges among adults. Thursday, April 6th.
How much was that?
Pardon? $65 for MMA members. Non-members, $130.
Mhm.
I think with everybody, all the stuff that's going on, it'd be good for someone to go.
Well, there's plenty of mental health. The struggle is real.
I think Leanne comes in contact with them.
When is it? April 6th. How are we doing on, our training website? Sure, sure, you'll take this one. Here's- here's-
$790.
I move, we spend the $65 for Leanne to attend this, mental health
I second it.
training, workshop, seminar, whatever you want to call it.
All in
This is
favor?
something where, this is something that happens online, or you get to do
I'm
this?
hoping
you
it's
have to go-
online, 'cause that's the first.
Yeah, no kidding. Doesn't actually say now, does it?
Mm-mm.
But usually it will say where it is, if it is somewhere, and if it's not somewhere, let me see. If you have any questions,
The directions.
yeah, MMA is located at, so maybe it's happening at their place. I don't know, but if you have any questions,
Just
you
the
can call
Civic Center.
1-800. It's right next to it's behind the Civic Center. 800-452-8786.
What date's the training?
April 6th. Here's this one. Yeah.
You know,
So you're going to have an expense paid trip to Augusta. To
Good.
the MMA's lovely facility.
we adjourn 8:55.
Alrighty. Good work. Every time we're out of here before 9, I'm actually fairly impressed with us. See, I've got my dear parents is in,
Good night, the people on Zoom.
thanks for being here.
Good night. Thank you for allowing my input.
And you can tell Rodney when to meet us. Okay?
Awesome.
You too.